Calaroga Shark Media.
Hello and welcome to Palace Intrigue. I am your host, Mark Francis. Queen Elizabeth II passed away on September 8th, 2022. An official memorial to the Queen is set to be placed in London's St James Park, not far from the Mall and Buckingham Palace. The tribute, likely a statue or sculpture, is expected to be unveiled by 2026, coinciding with the centenary of her birth. The location close to many royal landmarks will allow tourists visiting Buckingham Palace to easily visit the new monument. The project is part of a broader initiative to honour the Queen's legacy. The committee, chaired by Lord Janvrin, her former private secretary, has been tasked with selecting a fitting design for the memorial. In addition to the statue, other community-focused commemorations may be proposed, much like the King George V playing fields established in his memory. King Charles is expected to privately reflect on the day, continuing the tradition of keeping such anniversaries as moments of personal contemplation rather than public events. So Ian McKellen didn't mince words in a recent interview where he called Elizabeth bloody rude and shared some sharp takes on other members of the royal family. Despite having met the Queen multiple times and receiving honours from her, including a Companion of Honour in 2007, McKellen recalled a particularly awkward moment. He said, "The Queen, I'm sure she was quite mad at the end, and on the few occasions I met her, she was quite rude. When I received a medal for acting, the Companion of Honour in 2008, she said, 'You've been doing this for an awfully long time.' I said, 'Well, not as long as you.' I got a royal smile for that. But then she said, 'Does anybody still actually go to the theatre? That's bloody rude when you're giving someone a medal for acting. It meant, does anyone care an F about you? Because I don't. Now off you go.'" McKellen didn't stop there. He commented on King Charles III, calling him clearly damaged, and reflected on the late Duke of Edinburgh, saying he was deeply eccentric and unhappy. He also addressed Prince Harry and Meghan Markle, aligning himself with Harry amid the ongoing royal rift, but suggesting Harry might not have the right people around him for support. In the final weeks of Elizabeth's life, she found the strength to indulge in one of her favourite pastimes, horse riding. Despite her declining health at the age of 96, the Queen took her beloved pony Emma out for one last ride. Terry Pendry, the Queen's long-serving groom, shared this touching story during an interview on the Rosebud with Giles Brandreth podcast. Pendry recalled how just 8 weeks before her passing, the Queen turned up at the stables with a bag of carrots and insisted on taking Emma out for a ride. While frail, the monarch's spirit remained strong, and she even cracked a joke about needing more help getting on the horse than she had since her days as a princess. Pendry was asked to walk beside her during the ride, a wise precaution in case of a fall. The Queen's bond with Emma was evident. Pendry described how the pony seemed to have a sixth sense when it came to Her Majesty. The Queen's gentle touch and her signature bag of carrots made the connection all the more special. Pendry even took a photograph of the moment, which the Queen later added to her scrapbook, laughing as she playfully ribbed him for mentioning her age. Emma became a symbol of the Queen's enduring love for horses, even standing alongside the crowd during the funeral procession at Windsor. Pendry has promised to honour the Queen's memory by burying Emma between two of the Queen's other beloved horses, Burmese, the last horse for the Trooping the Colour, and Sanction, the last horse she ever rode. The final ride was more than just a moment of nostalgia. It was a testament to Queen Elizabeth's indomitable spirit, her wit, and the deep, lifelong bond she shared with her horses. As we wait for Meghan Markle's dog biscuits and jam company to launch, King Charles has come out with a limited edition of silk headscarves, inspired by his mother's love for vibrant colours. Known for often wearing silk scarves during her outdoor activities, the Queen had a vast collection of these accessories, which included floral, paisley, and even dog print designs. The new collection, featuring bold floral patterns reminiscent of those favoured by the Queen, is a tribute to her style. The scarves are the result of a collaboration between King Charles and the eco-friendly design duo Venanomi. Only 100 of these brightly coloured scarves have been produced, and they are being sold for £85 each at the Sandringham Estate shop. The designs were carefully curated, with King Charles personally selecting the final design from 3 variations. Palace Intrigue, we'll be right back. We haven't checked in on the royal rankings in a bit. Prince Andrew has hit a new low, being ranked as the least popular member of the royal family, according to a recent YouGov survey. Out of the 2025 UK adults polled, a staggering 87% expressed a negative opinion of the Duke of York, with only 5% holding a positive view. The poll also revealed that Meghan Markle and Prince Harry are viewed unfavourably by the majority of Britons, with 60% holding a negative opinion of Harry and 63% of Meghan, making them the second and third least popular royals. At the top of the rankings, Prince William narrowly edged out his Kate with a 75% approval rating to her 74%. Princess Anne followed closely with a 71% approval rating, while King Charles retained a respectable 63% approval. Harry released a video in support of the Invictus Games set to take place in Vancouver in 2025. In the video, he says, "Sport has the ability to heal, to change lives, to save lives. For so many of these competitors, getting to the start line has been one of the hardest moments of their life. But at the Games, their lives are changed. Watching these magical moments in sports, being the facilitator of that is very, very special for all of us to witness." Richard Dalton, Princess Diana's former hairdresser, has shared his decade-long experience working with the late royal in his new book, It's All About the Hair, My Decade with Diana. In an exclusive interview with People, Dalton revealed that if he could say anything to Princess Diana today, he'd keep it simple. "How do you want your hair done?" Dalton was responsible for styling Diana's hair in the lead-up to her wedding to Prince Charles on July 29th, 1981, though he wasn't the one who styled her hair on the big day. That task fell to his colleague, Kevin Shanley. In the book, Dalton candidly describes Diana's wedding day hair as a disaster and recalls that Diana herself expressed regret over it. "Diana did express to me that she wished she could do the wedding over again to get the hair right," Dalton shared. However, he added, "She never mentioned any other regrets while I did her hair." One of Dalton's favourite moments from his time with Diana was during a 1988 event in Bangkok. For the occasion, he styled her hair using fresh orchids that he had gathered from the floral arrangements around their hotel. "I loved taking risks with Diana's hair by trying new things like the orchids in Thailand," he said. "Fresh flowers had never been done before, and she looked sensational that night, and she knew it." Reflecting on the challenges of his role, Dalton noted that although he sometimes had just 15 minutes to style Diana's hair, he never felt pressure. He saw her at her best and her worst, including moments of intense low self-esteem during the difficult periods of her marriage to Prince Charles. Some days she would be happy, some days quiet, some days talkative, and some days sad, Dalton wrote in the book. He added, "I experienced all of these with Diana." Dalton decided to stop working with Diana in 1991, as both he and the princess felt it was time for him to move on. He recalled their final conversation. She said, "I think you want your freedom back." And it was mutual. "I didn't realize how much pressure I was under until I left." And there you have it. If you'd like to email us, our address is thepalaceintrigue@gmail.com. Please follow us on Spotify, Apple, or the app of your choice, and leave us a review or some stars if you're enjoying the show. I'm Mark Francis. My thanks to John McDermott. This is Palace Intrigue, and good times.